Pastor Frank here, and I got some announcements for everyone in Bash. This is probably more so for the parents because I don't know how many of the students actually check their emails. But just to let you guys know, I know not many of you guys have signed up for Destination Unknown this year. And since this has been the last year for many of you guys, I wanted to make sure that this trip is something that's accessible and affordable for at least most of the students in Bash. This is my last year for many of you guys who are seniors with me, and I want to make sure that we spend the most time together as we can before you go off into college. And so, with that being said, DU, as we've known it for the past 3 or 4 years, has been fun and great, and I hope we can do it again in the years to come. But this year, we're going to cancel it. We're not going to have DU as we know it. However, for the sake of having a winter trip that's affordable, fun, something that's going to be a great time for you to spend with the Lord and grow in your faith, we're going to do a winter retreat. And this is going to be a little different than anything we've ever done before. And it's all going to begin on December 27th, the same date that we're planning on doing DU. But what we're going to do is go to Lakewood Retreat campgrounds. Now, if you guys know, I've been saying this for years. I hate camping. I'll never go camping. Don't ever expect me to plan a camping trip. But since I love you guys, we're going camping. Tents, woods, animals, mosquito bites, all that stuff for you guys, sacrificing because I love you guys. We're going to go camping. We're going to build fires. We're going to do a ropes course. We're going to maybe do some ultimate frisbee, some beach volleyball, all these kinds of stuff. Make sure you bundle up. December 27th, we're going to leave for Lakewood Retreat. We're going to spend 2 days and 2 nights there at the retreat center. Then the morning of the 29th, we're going to go to Epcot. Now, the very first DU we went to Epcot, but many of those guys who went on the first DU are no longer here, and many of you guys who are planning on coming to this trip weren't on the first DU trip. And Epcot being my favorite Disney park, I'm excited to go back, see all the different countries, and ride probably the best rides in the whole Disney franchise. Then we're going to go to a hotel that night. We're going to end the camping there, go to a hotel, sleep in actual beds. And then the next morning, we're going to go to a church out in Orlando. A good friend of mine, a lot of good friends of mine, go to this one church called Cross Point Church. It's an Acts 29 church for any of you guys who know what that means. It's a great church. It's going to be great worship, great preaching. And I think it's going to be different for most of you guys from your church background. So I'm excited. Cross Point Church in Orlando. And then we should be back here in Tampa probably around 3 o'clock that afternoon. And so if you're asking, Frank, how much does this cost? How much? Because the last trip, it was $250. How can you make this more affordable? The trip is only going to cost $109. 109. I've crunched the numbers. I've done the best I can to make it as affordable as possible, and the best you can come up with is 109. So you might be having a couple questions. Well, Frank, what about the past fundraisers, the chili cook-off and the silent auction we just had? Well, to make that 109 price, we used that money to subsidize this trip. And if you don't know what subsidize means, in other words, is this trip costs a lot more than $109 per person. But what we've done is we've gotten the money that we've raised thus far and used it to lower the cost so that you can only spend $109. The other question you might be asking, well, Frank, what about the envelopes that we've been raising money for? Well, if you've raised $25 in envelopes, then that $25 goes towards your $109 total. If you've raised $90 in your envelopes, you have that $90 to go towards your $109 total. So if you've spent already your time raising money in your envelopes, keep doing that, but now you only have to raise up to $109, and that's pretty simple. That's only about maybe, 30 or 40 envelopes. No, not even that. That might be 20 envelopes or less. The final question I know many of the students have been wondering, hoping for, and the answer is yes. I got you guys hoodies. Special, awesome Bash hoodies. They're going to be black, so hopefully no one gets upset because they're not purple or magenta or yellow. They're going to be black, and they're going to be awesome Bash hoodies with the logo just straight up. It says Bash. So everywhere you go, people say, hey, what does that mean? You can say, I am a part of a bunch of sheep, all right? So if you have any questions, please email me, pastortank@gmail.com, Facebook, Twitter me, whatever you have to do. And also, if the $109 price is too much for you, don't let that stop you from coming on this trip. Contact me We will work something out. You will clean my backyard and wash my dog Dumbledore to raise that money. We want you to go on this trip. All right? If you have any questions, email me. Thank you.